For 56 years, our school has been committed to the principle of our founders, that children should be afforded the right to have a Jewish education and attend the school regardless of financial need. For many families, sending their children to Torah Academy is financially challenging. Yet, thanks to the funds raised from the annual scholarship dinner, it is possible for many, many families to send their children to Torah Academy who otherwise would not have. On behalf of all the families who receive scholarship assistance, we say to each and every one of you here tonight, Toda Rabbah. Thank you very much for helping to make this evening a resounding success. Speaking of important support, please direct your attention to the video screens in front of you or to pages 35 and 35 in your program journal to see the regal, emerald, sapphire, gold, and silver sponsors of tonight's celebration. We thank them and all our sponsors for their fundraising support. Thank you also to our hard-working committee members listed on pages 255 and 256, without whom this lovely dinner would not be possible.
Many of you may not be aware that some of our school's families have benefited from the state of Ohio voucher system, which are publicly funded tuition subsidies for students attending private schools. We are pleased to honor tonight the person who was instrumental in getting the voucher system approved in Ohio, the Honorable Speaker of the Ohio House, William G. Batchelder. To introduce our special guests, it is my pleasure to welcome Rabbi A.D. Motzen, National Director of State Relations for Agudas Israel of America. Rabbi Motzen has played a key role in the advocacy and implementation of school choice efforts in 10 states, including Ohio. Rabbi Motzen.
What would you do if you had to decide between paying your mortgage and paying day school tuition for your child? I know a father who faced this exact dilemma. About 7 years ago, I delivered some good news to him. I told him that Ohio's new voucher law would provide an EdChoice tuition scholarship for his son to attend a Jewish kindergarten. This guy was 6 feet tall, and when I told him that he would not see a tuition bill until his son finished school, he was so overwhelmed with excitement, he lifted me off my feet and gave me 9 hugs. 1 hug for every year that his son would receive a scholarship in elementary school. I appreciated the hug, but I explained to him that Agudath Israel didn't create the voucher program. Granted, our Ohio director, Rabbi Yitz Frank, does an amazing job at representing the interests of the CTA parent body and advocating on your behalf at the State House, together with the help of Joyce Garver Keller, but only legislators pass legislation. In Ohio, we are blessed with legislative leaders who are passionate about school choice. William G. Batchelder was first elected to the Ohio House before I was born. You know what that means? His bio is very long. He has been a soldier, a lawyer, a judge, a professor, and he sits on many boards. Tonight, however, we want to highlight one accomplishment, the creation of Ohio's school voucher program. A couple of years ago, I was privileged to introduce the speaker at a dinner that was attended by about 700 people. The event was a celebration of the 10th anniversary of the U.S. Supreme Court decision. It was a 5-4 decision that the Cleveland voucher program was in fact constitutional. While some were surprised at the Supreme Court's decision, our honoree was not. And that's because Bill Batchelder was the one who actually wrote the legislative language that created the Cleveland program, and he had the Supreme Court in mind. And clearly he did a good job. However, it isn't only Cleveland students who have benefited from Speaker Batchelder's drafting skills. Thanks to that Supreme Court decision, today more than 100,000 students across the country receive a voucher to attend the school of their choice. Also attending that 10th anniversary dinner was the grandson of the late Lou Feig. Mr. Feig, a Holocaust survivor, was a client of the Batchelder law firm, and the president of the Hebrew Academy of Cleveland. One day, Mr. Feig rolled up his sleeve, revealing the numbers tattooed onto his forearm. Pointing to the numbers, he asked you, Mr. Batchelder, if anything happens to me, do you promise to take care of the children? Do you promise to take care of the children? Thank God Mr. Feig lived to the age of 85. Nevertheless, allow me to humbly suggest that you have fulfilled your pledge, Mr. Batchelder. You have taken care of the children. Mr. Feig's great-grandchild's class in Cleveland, half the students are receiving a tuition voucher. And here in Columbus, more than 3,300 students are receiving school vouchers, including more than 60 students in CTA. Since 2006, CTA families have received $1.2 million in tuition vouchers to help them attend this great school. Mr. Speaker, you have taken care of the children. And that is why it is my honor tonight to present the Champion of Choice Award to the Honorable William G. Batchelder. And as I read the inscription, I will ask Speaker Batchelder to please approach the podium. The Champion of Choice Award presented to the Honorable William G. Batchelder, Speaker of the Ohio House of Representatives, a champion of school choice in Ohio, Columbus to our Academy Scholarship Dinner, November 23rd, 2014, the first of Kislev, 5775. And I have the rare pleasure to give the Speaker a House and Senate commendation in your honor as well. Thank you. Let's go.
Thank you so very much, and thank you for remembering our dear friend Lou Feig. He was a person who lived his life with the memory of his family, the memory. I cannot thank you enough for this honor. It is wonderful. I was so pleased that the evening that I was recognized for the work that we had done on the drafting of the legislation and carrying it, that his nephew was at the table with me, and we have just had a wonderful opportunity in Ohio to help young people so that the very important part in their lives that is dominated by their faith and the faith of their families and fathers that they have brought here can now be available to all. It's a blessing for me to have had that opportunity. I'm the second longest serving member of the House of Representatives, and when those things happen, it just really makes you so happy that you have taken the time to do the work that I have done. That has been a blessing for me. And my wife is here with me this evening. She's a judge on the Sixth Circuit, and she also represented Mr. Feig. Thank you so much. God bless you for remembering our work. It means one heck of a lot to me. I know that. Thank you.